Todd, are you practicing that you're on mute?
All right. So we all remember that we're doing Zoom. This is not live television. But hello and welcome. I'm Todd Waddington. I'm one of the team members who helped put this fundraiser together. This Open Doors event was originally a luncheon for the Council on Aging. And because we had to cancel that temporarily, we're still, we're going to reschedule that. We wanted to do something, and that's how we found ourselves here. So welcome.
No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you, the God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Welcome, and thank you so much, Todd, for that intro and great video. Thank you for joining us today for this time of caring and connection to benefit the frontline workers at Emerson Hospital and clients of the Acton Food Pantry. I'm Kelly Senghas, a resident of Acton, a member of the United Church of Christ in Boxborough, and I'm so happy to be sharing this time with you. As Todd mentioned before launching the video, there were plans this spring for UCC in Boxborough to host a Council on Aging luncheon, and Todd was going to perform a program on the golden age of Broadway. Well, during this pandemic, those plans have been postponed, as Todd said, put on hold, but the ideas kept bubbling, and we really wanted to find a way to connect to the community, and that morphed into this variety show event, which we hope you will enjoy. I guess, as Margaret Mead once said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. So over the course of the next hour, this small group of thoughtful and committed citizens who've chosen to gather here today are going to take action. Our goal is to raise $2,000 or certainly more in the next hour to provide meals for frontline workers at Emerson and to benefit clients of the Acton Boxborough Food Pantry. Members and friends of the UCC Boxborough have organized this event such that 100% of your contributions will go to the intended purpose, the church covering the administrative costs associated with credit card transaction fees and the like. So during this first ever virtual variety show, we'll feed our body and soul with music and conversation as we build community and grow love in the world. Without further ado, I'm going to pass the virtual mic back over to the master of this production, Todd Waddington. So take it away, Todd.
Thank you. Gather around me, everybody. Gather around me while I preach some. I feel a sermon coming on me. The topic will be sin, and that's what I'll begin. If you wanna hear my story, then settle back and just sit tight while I start reviewing the attitude of doing right. That's right. You gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. You gotta spread joy up to the maximum, bring gloom down to a minimum, have faith or pandemonium liable to walk upon the scene. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah and the whale, Noah and the ark, What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said we gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative, and don't mess with Mr. In Between. To illustrate my last remark, Jonah and the whale, Noah and the ark, that's right. What did they do just when everything looked so dark? Man, they said we gotta accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative, latch on to the affirmative. Don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, don't mess with Mr. In Between. No, 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 don't mess with Mr. In Between.
That's why they pay me the big bucks. That's it.
That's awesome, Todd. Thank you so very much. That's fabulous. We appreciate that fun rendition. And so that song would have been the first of Todd's set at the Council on Aging Luncheon. So it's a preview of what's to come when that event is eventually rescheduled. So now, periodically throughout this program, we'll share information about how to donate. The fastest and easiest way to donate today is to text your donation amount to 978-776-3110. Again, that number is 978-776-3110. If you've joined this show via Zoom video, you'll also find the number as my screen name in the lower left-hand corner of the screen. The information will be provided again, so don't worry if you've missed it this time. Stay tuned, or zoomed, as they say these days. The next segment is from someone that you will know from the series The Office. While Michael Scott was a rather callous and perhaps clueless boss in the office, Steve Carell is a wonderful supporter of his hometown hospital.
Hi, Emerson Hospital. This is Steve Carell. I like to consider myself sort of an alumni of Emerson Hospital because I was born there. I was voted cutest baby of 1962. Also, my mom was a nurse at Emerson for over 30 years. So Emerson and I go way, way, way back. I know the place well. And I have great memories of being incredibly sick there. I just want to say thank you, folks, for everything you're doing. It's greatly appreciated. Keep up the good work.
That's awesome. So Larry will be shortly posting some details for how to give via text. For those of you without a video connection, I'm going to read it certainly as well. The number to text to give is 978-776-3110. In your message, as it says on the screen, just type the donation amount without any commas or dollar sign out of space, and then followed by the word feed. You'll immediately get a text reply with a link for you to complete your donation to your credit or debit card. Let me see, if you have a cell phone handy, the other thing I was going to say is you could take a picture of this right now, capture it, you can save it for later, you can send it to friends, do whatever you would like to contribute. So thank you in advance. I'm pleased to welcome today State Senator Jamie Eldridge. We're so happy you could join us today, Jamie. I know you've got a packed schedule, so it's great to see you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me. I appreciate Jeff Glidden reaching out and really appreciate all the congregation does and Reverend Cindy, and great that you're doing the Feed the Need fundraiser tonight for the food pantry and for Emerson Hospital. Thanks for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. We were hoping you could spend a few minutes and just share with us your perspective on the needs that you're seeing in our community around food insecurity and just help us all appreciate that from your vantage point.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really come in waves, the need for more food support for people that have lost their jobs, for those that don't benefit or can't qualify for unemployment or didn't benefit from the Federal CARES Act, such as some of our immigrant communities. And I think what you saw is in the beginning, there was a bit of a increase at the food pantries from the Acton Food Pantry to Open Table to others. The stimulus check that most people received, numbers went down a little bit, but I was on the Acton Boxborough Food Insecurity virtual meeting yesterday, and the community supper, other entities are saying that now the need is going up because, of course, that $1,200, $2,400 check has been spent on rent and bills and other things. It's not clear if there'll be additional federal supports, and so now that need is going up, and so the time to give to food pantries, I think, is really needed right now. And I will say, as someone who's a big advocate for immigrants, there are constituents of mine that are not getting unemployment. They've lost their job. They worked at a restaurant. They were an Uber driver. They were a contractor, and those jobs, right now are, not coming back. And so they have zero income and generally have zero government support. So that's really where the food pantries really play a role to fill that gap.
Thank you. Thank you. The needs are great. So as I think about your constituents, what would you like to see from us in terms of our actions and how we can help in all ways from your perspective?
Yeah, well, obviously what you're doing tonight is terrific. I will say that, I've had some of the other, churches or synagogues sort of ask that same question. And certainly what I would love to see is that, of course, there certainly are, other churches, often that are more immigrant driven, where the poverty is much greater. And so I have been encouraging, religious institutions to think about it in some ways, perhaps adopting, another congregation to serve those needs, because I think what's really important to realize is that unfortunately the sort of social safety net system in Massachusetts, in this country, there's so many gaps, whether you're talking about, people relying on private health insurance, whether you're talking about unemployment that doesn't go far enough, whether you're talking about the stimulus check that, really is just going to provide for someone for a month. So there's really a lot of gaps, and that's really where faith institutions can really, fill those gaps and provide a lot of necessary services that sometimes we don't think that people need. So that's certainly what I would encourage that. And then, certainly just making sure that in our own communities that there are those supports by our school districts, by our towns. I've been a strong advocate for the rental assistance program that Acton just began. I know Boxborough has a form of that, and Acton is just beginning theirs, because, whether it's rental assistance, whether it's, gaps in food, whether it's, people losing their health insurance, I'm very concerned about what's going to come over the next couple months.
No, thank you. Thank you for that. So with all the work you're doing and the meeting schedule, the calls, etc., what are you doing personally to cope during this time of physical distancing and to kind of unplug as you can? So I'm aware it's a Saturday and it's 3:15 and you're here with us. So how do you get downtime?
Yeah, well, as I think most of the congregation or listeners know, I'm known for someone not taking a lot of time off already. The work has increased, the constituent requests have really increased. So, Monday through Friday, it's sort of, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., sitting at my desk in my home in Acton. Saturdays, pretty much working, especially in response to the protests around police brutality and Black Lives Matter. I was at a Black Lives Matter protest this morning in Northborough. Tomorrow there's one in Littleton, Harvard, and Westborough. So I don't really take that much time off, but I will say I finally signed up for Netflix streaming and Amazon Prime so I could watch some videos in my downtime at night.
That's great. That's great. And I know we've seen you around West Acton too, frequenting the businesses. We try to get out there too and support True West and many other West Acton communities. So thank you. We see you around town quite a bit. So thank you for all that you do. Thank you for being so connected in the ways you are to all the needs in our community. We really appreciate your service and your support. So thank you. Anything else you want to add?
No, I appreciate your kind words. I see Cindy all the time on some of these, Zoom calls about, food insecurity, about, the Acton Community Resources Network. So I really appreciate her leadership. She really does represent, I think, the values of the congregation. And it's hard to believe that just last year was at the groundbreaking for the improvements of the church. And I understand those are very close to being done. So I hope to see those whenever it's safe to do so.
Excellent. Thank you for that, Jamie. You'll definitely be invited to our official events as we really open the physical doors, but here we are opening our doors virtually. So thank you so much.
Great, appreciate it. Appreciate it.
So with that added wonderful perspective on the depths and many layers of the needs in our community, I wanted to take a moment just to share some additional giving details for those who would rather, would prefer to give by check. We understand folks may not want to give by text, and that is totally fine. Thank you, Larry, so much for posting on our Zoom call those details. But for those who are connected via phone only, I'm going to read them too. You can just make your check out to UCC Boxborough. On the memo line, just put feed the need, so we make sure it goes to the right location. Certainly mail your check to UCC Boxborough, that's 723 Massachusetts Avenue in the great town of Boxborough in Mass, 01719. We would love to receive, if you can, and if you're comfortable, it would be great if you could put in the chat box what you'd like to donate. So if you can open that and put an amount, again, if you're comfortable. We've got this team of people just monitoring the chat box and monitoring what's coming in via text, and they're going to give periodic updates. So I can share that with you during this hour together. So that would be fabulous if you could. And we are asking for, if you could pop the check in the mail as soon as you can, because we'd like to have a cutoff of just June 15th is what we chose, so that we can just sort of lock down the amount and then write those checks and get them into the hands of those who need them just as soon as possible. So June 15th is our target date if you could. So looking for our team of people who've been monitoring the activity so far, and it looks like we've got donations from 18 people, totaling already $1,325. So, woo! Well over halfway there. Thank you so much for all of those who've contributed. Awesome. So now we're going to share a wonderful message from Bob Sweeney. He's a former member of the Boston Bruins and the executive director of the Bruins Foundation.
Hi everyone, I'm Bob Sweeney from the Bruins, and I'd like to thank all the doctors and nurses at Emerson Hospital for all the work that you have done during this pandemic and what you do each and every day. So Emerson Hospital means a lot to me because I was born there in 1964. Seems like just a few years ago, but time has flown by. I had great experiences there with all the doctors that I've encountered over the years. I remember one injury where coming home for the rink when I was a 10-year-old boy, we ran into a log truck that was not lit, and we ended up spending a week in the hospital with a fractured skull. But as most kids are, we were resilient, recovered, and I can't thank everybody for the care that they provided me when I was there. A brief highlight for me when I was growing up playing hockey at Assabet Valley and Acton was winning the national championship in 1972 when we were squirts We had a very talented team at the time. It was a very special part, and memories today that I reflect upon in a positive way each and every day. I went to Acton Boxborough High School and enjoyed my time there thoroughly, whether it was playing hockey, interacting with all my friends. It was a great experience for me. Unfortunately, we had some good teams. My last few years, we lost in the finals. Playing at the Boston Garden was a dream come true and something that I will never forget. I was fortunate to get to play in the Garden again when I went to Boston College and played there in the Beanpot, and then ultimately being drafted by the Bruins and having the chance to play for the hometown team, which was a dream come true. Played for the Bruins for 10 years, along with the Buffalo Sabres and New York Islanders, and finished my career overseas in Germany. I'd like to say that I came full circle with the Bruins, and now I am president of the Bruins Foundation, which enhances the quality of life of children throughout New England, whether it's through health, education, and community outreach. During this pandemic, we've been extremely busy assisting COVID-related activities all throughout the state in New England. So on behalf of the Bruins and myself, I just want to applaud all the great work that you are doing at Emerson Hospital, and keep up the good work. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much, Bob. Look, I put on my Bruins jersey just in honor. Hopefully you can see that. Thank you so very much. Now here's a fun message coming up. It's a message and a tutorial by some folks who will be familiar to some on this Zoom call about how to donate by text. Following this, our band leader, Todd, will introduce our next musical number.
Oops, that didn't work. What did I miss?
What's going on?
Well, I'm trying to text a donation to feed the need, but I think I must have missed something in the instructions.
Well, I just did it, so I can show you how to do it.
Okay, well, that'd be awesome.
So make sure.
Oh. Well, let's start that again, because something I glitched. So hold on, everyone. I'm going to share that because it's such a fun video. Now, I closed it, so now I have to reopen it. Hold on, these are the things that I do all the time. Yeah, I'm the guy that put all this tech together, so I don't have an excuse. But
we're so grateful to you, Todd. You're doing awesome.
You are doing fabulously.
Here it is. But this was so good. Don't you want to see the beginning of it again? Here we go.
Especially that.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oops, that didn't work. What did I miss?
What's going on?
Well, I'm trying to text a donation to feed the need, but I think I must have missed something in the instructions.
Well, I just did it, so I can show you how to do it.
Okay, well, that'd be awesome.
So make sure that you have the right number,
Okay.
which is 978
978
776
776
3110.
3110. And then I put in the amount, right?
When you put in the amount, though, you put a $sign. So there's not supposed to be a $sign. So
Oh,
you
no
just,
$sign, so just the amount.
You put
Just
amount,
the digits, okay?
digits,
All right.
space, feed, all lowercase.
All right, F-E-E-D, all lowercase, okay.
From there, you send that text.
Okay.
You'll receive a text with a link to it where you put in your credit card information and your address to make your donation.
Oh, that was quick. Yeah, it's here. So I just hit that. I just touched the blue letters, right? Just like that? Okay. I get it. Okay. So this is where I put in my name, address, and I can take a picture of this or type it in or whatever, okay?
Yep, sounds good. It worked for me.
All right, thanks. That looks easy.
That worked.
Thank you,
So,
Todd.
I want to, can everybody hear me? I just want to make sure we're all tech is up
Perfect.
and running. So during the pandemic, it's been clear how connected we all are. Our friend Kendall shares a famous song that really puts it beautifully.
It's a small, small world.
That is so beautiful.
Yay. I have the pleasure of knowing that young lady personally. So
She's fabulous. Thank you, Todd.
sure.
So that song, written by Robert Sherman, one of Disney's most prolific composers, is one of the most widely translated and recognized tunes around the globe. So while it's famous globally, our next guest is Boxborough famous. Here is Boxborough Town Moderator John Fallon with an important public service announcement.
Good afternoon. Thank you for being part of such a good cause today. I'm John Fallon, your elected town meeting moderator. As some of you may not know, Massachusetts town meetings were exempted and thus allowed by Governor Baker's order of both March 13th and May 18th. Thus, Boxborough, along with most of the towns in our area, are planning for a face-to-face town meeting in June. Select Board has moved our town meeting to June 22nd, and the warrant has been mailed to all of the households. This year's town meeting will not be business as usual. The Select Board has worked very hard with the Board of Health, public safety people, town clerk, and myself to have as safe a town meeting as possible, following all of the guidelines from the states and the best practices of other towns. The meeting's been relocated to the 12,000 square foot parade room of the Boxborough Regency. This room is going to look very different from what you remembered last time. 600 seats are being removed, so it's being reduced to 25% of capacity. Seats are going to be set up in pairs so couples can sit together, but there will be 6 feet of space, front, back, side, and side, in all directions. Participants will be wearing masks. There'll be 7 foot between each speaker to microphone. And we're going to have check-in in the main ballroom, so there will be lots of space and no crowding as you move in. Some of the articles were removed from the warrant before it was issued. A lot of presentations are going to be shortened. Many articles will be in the consent agenda, so the hope is to have town meeting done in 2 nights or less. To answer a question, under Massachusetts law, you must have a face-to-face open town meeting. There's no such provision for ballot votes, proxy votes, or virtual meetings. During the period between now and June 22nd, the Select Board and I will remain flexible. If guidance comes out from the governor or the State Board of Health about town meeting, we will incorporate that guidance. If we can't incorporate that guidance, we're open to postponing or delaying the meeting. In any event, hope to see you June 22nd. Now, give money. Thank you.
Thank you, John. That information was so very helpful and important in our town government. And thank you for your leadership in this community. And now we have another important message from the warm and welcoming home of Lauren Abraham, the Director of Council on Aging in Boxborough. Like many, Lauren has transformed her home into her workplace. So thank you. And thank you, Lauren, for your leadership and your outreach in the community.
Hi, everybody. It's Lauren here from the Council on Aging and Community Services Office. I'm here to send my greetings and gratitude to the entire UCC Boxborough community. I just wanted to take a minute to express my deep appreciation for all of you, for how plugged in you are to the needs of the Acton Boxborough community and beyond, and then for how quickly and gracefully you move to serve this community, for being an active part of not only identifying needs, but then stepping right up to help meet them as well. Thank you for the countless volunteer hours you have spent over the course of this pandemic, providing outreach to some of our isolated seniors, for checking in with people to make connections, to help get groceries and other supplies. Just time and time again, you have stepped up to help pay a bill, coordinate grocery or gas gift cards, or get somebody a ride to an appointment and more. I could not do my social service work in town without all of you, and I'm grateful for it every day. I remember someone in passing once said that church members that you refer to your senior pastor, Reverend Cindy Worthington Berry, warmly as Reverend Cindy. And I joked that I refer to her as Cindy, help, help. The desperate whining tone is key there. But every time I make that call or send that text, Reverend Cindy is right there with an offer from the church to step up and meet whatever need I've come across or whatever urgent situation has arisen. And she's able to do that and do it so quickly because of all of you. As a congregation, as neighbors, as Boxborough itself, you are all so dedicated and so quick to respond to those calls to action. I'm stunned by the response every time. It's so powerful. So thank you. Thank you from my entire heart. And thank you for making something like this beautiful, fun, creative event happen to support another wonderful local cause. So thank you. It's so very needed. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Oh, Kelly, we're back on. Kelly? Has anybody seen Kelly? Oh. Woohoo! What was that all about? Kelly, are you there?
Oh my gosh. So, yeah, I'm here. I'm back. Todd, I just had to step away and celebrate because are you really sitting down or are you on the beach? Are you like seated?
I am seated. I'm on the beach. I wasn't able to fly in. I've been stuck in Fiji for the last 3 months. So the best I could do long distance. So.
So I had to just step away and I had to celebrate with cartwheels because when I'm super happy, that's what I do. And our team just passed me the tally so far. And we now have 30 donations totaling $2,600.
Wow.
So I just had to share that with great gratitude and tremendous thanks. Putting your money to great work. So thank you for that. So Todd, I think I'm going to pass it back to you so you can introduce the next wonderful musical number.
All right, thanks, Kelly. When I was in high school, Janice Ian had she was in her big moment. She had just released Between the Lines when I was 17, and she wrote that song about, being 17. And a lot of us were, we found it to be very powerful social commentary. And she's still writing, she's still very active. And she's written something specifically for our current environmental and social climate. And she's invited anybody who wants to sing this to sing it. And I can think of no better group to share it than our amazing local folk ensemble. Please enjoy the Saturday's rendition of Better Times Will Come.
Better times will come, better times will come. This world learns how to live as one. Better times will come, better times will come.
When we greet each dawn without fear, knowing loved ones soon will be near. When the winds of war won't blow anymore, better times will come.
Better times will come. Better times will come. This world learns how to live as one. Better times will come.
Better times will come. Though we live each day as our last, we know someday soon it will pass. We will dance, we will sing with a grand big spring. For better times will come. Better times will come. Better times will come.
This world learns how to live times will come. This world learns how to live as one. Better times will come. Better times will come.
That is so, so fabulous. Perfect message, and a band I'm super partial to. So thank you all for doing that. For a couple of things. I'm seeing some questions in the chat box about how to donate. And in just a moment, we're going to post that additional information, give you a couple of different options. So stay tuned. We'll be right there. We're going to just do two quick things first. So for a number of years, I acted as a liaison between the United Church of Christ in Boxborough and the Acton Boxborough Food Pantry. And my role was really one of raising funds and collecting food from folks in our community, and to volunteer with a small team of people to then go to the pantry and sort and shelve donated items. You know, during that whole period that I was going in, each month, I was just struck by the great organization, coordination, and dedication of the team. They manage this every week seamlessly to serve clients in our local community and certainly families in our community. They do just amazing work. So Todd was able to visit the pantry this past week and created a great video so you too can see the great work that they do.
So, welcome to the Acton Food Pantry. Since March, we've been open as a drive-through pantry to keep volunteers and clients safe. The pantry is open to everyone who needs it right now. We're not requiring them to be Acton residents or any. Usually it's the town surrounding Acton, but we've opened it up to anyone in need, so we won't turn anyone away. They get a choice of shelf-stable items, fresh produce, dairy items, frozen meats, frozen vegetables. So they get everything they need for about a week. Each time they come, they're allowed to come every week. We're open once a week. We've cut our volunteer staff down just because of the space to try to keep everybody, within their 6 feet distance as well as we can. So the volunteer group has gone down a little, but throughout the week, there's probably 20 that come into the pantry to help out, but there's people that are still picking up at various places around town. There's people dropping off donations. There's other volunteers delivering food to homebound clients. So the number goes up and down, but in the pantry on Wednesdays and Thursdays, about 20. Right now, a lot of individual donations pouring in. We have a lot of support from the community businesses, like some of the banks and charitable foundations. We apply for grants. We're partners with the Greater Boston Food Bank. We put an order with them in every week, and a lot of that food is actually free to us because we partner with them. And then it's just, in-kind donations of food and diapers and all that kind of stuff. So we're doing really well with getting enough supplies in for the year.
Let's give them a...
Thank you, Todd, for taking the time to have that visit and interview the team and take the great shots for us. That's fabulous.
Yeah, it's great. It was an education for me. I haven't lived here that many years, so it was wonderful to be there and see that in the midst of this crisis, this thing that everybody coming together for the common good. It was really nice.
Awesome. So just to check in, we have about 20 minutes left in our hour. Tally is, we have 32 donations totaling $2,735. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My team is saying, can we hit 3,000? I'm feeling like we can, my gosh, we've exceeded expectations. But thank you for everyone who has given, and soon we're gonna share some additional information. I think I'll do a quick talk over for those looking to donate, and then we'll show videos in a little bit. But for those looking to give by text, the number you should use is 776. Oh, thank you, Larry, on the fly. You were able to put it up. Thank you. So 978-776-3110. Just put in the amount, hit a space, and then type the word feed. It should bring you to a nice blue link that will then, you'll be able to fill out with your information. If you want to give by check, you can write a check to the United Church of Christ in Boxborough. On the memo line, please just put feed the need so we get it to the right intent. And our address is 725 Massachusetts Avenue in Boxborough, Mass. 01719. So there you go. Thank you so much. So next up, we have two back-to-back videos. First, an original song written and performed by the wonderfully talented Elliot. He's been a participant at our talent shows, and he's super wonderful. And he's going to perform this along with his teacher, Emma. It has a beautiful and joyful message for us all. And then that musical piece will be followed by a message from another of our many local superheroes. So do not step away.
Hello, my name's Elliot, and this is Emma. This is a song I wrote called Where I Belong. Beautiful. I've been everywhere, places real, places fake, even places where people think it's a mistake. But I think I found the place where the trees are green, where the sun is bright, the daffodils bloom on the great big hill. In the sunset I sit with my best friend, where the trees are green, where the sun is bright, daffodils bloom on the great big hill. In the sunset I sit with my best friend. I've walked miles and miles just to come here. My work's paid off and I got my friends here to support me when the time comes. Where the trees are green, where the sun is bright, the daffodils bloom on the great big hill. In the sunset I sit with my best friend. Where the trees are green, where the sun is bright, the daffodils bloom on the great big hill. In the sunset I sit with my best friend. Yeah, it's the place I belong for now. My friends and I having the best time of our life. I'll just say I'll never go. I will never leave, never leave, till the time comes for us. Best time of my life has just begun. Where the trees are green, where the sun is bright, the daffodils bloom on a great big hill. In the sunset I sit with my best friend. Where the trees are green, where the sun is bright, the daffodils bloom on a great big hill. In the sunset I sit with my best friend. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey everyone at Emerson Hospital, Chris Evans here. I just wanted to send a heartfelt thank you to everyone, to the doctors, the nurses, the entire staff over there for all of your efforts during this COVID nightmare. Emerson's one of my hometown hospitals. My niece and two nephews were born there. You guys have always been so fantastic, and I am just so deeply appreciative of all of your tireless efforts, your commitment, your courage, your strength. We all need it so much right now, and it really does mean the world. So thank you. Keep it up. Stay strong. We hope for a speedy end to this virus so you guys can get back to your families. And yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Wow.
Yeah. So Chris Evans, who grew up in Sudbury and can be seen occasionally around and about town, there have been sightings. He's been supporting the arts, he's been supporting Emerson Hospital and so many other organizations in our community. And Chris may have played Captain America on the big screen, but we have many local heroes in our midst, individuals and businesses who've been transforming in ways big and small to serve and support our communities. So now a word from two of those individuals from the West Acton community who've been working hard and with great purpose to support our neighbors.
And Kelly, I'm poised to share it. And after that, I have a spontaneous question for you. Do you think there might be value in sharing our little commercial again for people who just joined us? If people are asking how to do it, I don't think anybody makes it clearer than that little commercial. And it's been okayed by the powers that be.
Okay, we'll check with our time. I'd love to.
Okay, so that'll be after this. Okay.
Go for it. Thank you.
Didn't want to throw you.
Hi, I'm Jimbo.
And I'm Dave, and we're from Legend Cafe here in West Acton. We'd like to share with you some of the things that we're doing as far as donations for our first responders. We're generally a box lunch or some specialty items that they request. They generally run between $9 and $10 per box meal, and we've supplied meals to Emerson Hospital, local police and fire departments, and many other local or very local hospitals from Lowell to Boston. And we got to throw a shout out to Nora Shine, who really did a lot of legwork herself. They went meals to MGH and to Boston Medical Center in Lowell and Lawrence. And then some of the local police departments really have talked it up too. So we really, really like to say thank you to those who've donated, but also to continue this for a few more weeks while we're still under our phase 1, 2, 3, and 4 until we get back to normal. It's a great way to say thank you to our first responders and our medical centers. And all I can think is the emergency room at Emerson Hospital, where they really take a shining to our chocolate croissants. Whenever we bring meals, we bring them a tray of chocolate croissants, and they say, hey, yay, the chocolate croissants are here. So, but if you'd like to help participate, feel free to donate, and we'll be happy to help you say thank you to our first responders.
Yay. And as promised, I would love to share that commercial again. Yeah?
Great.
Okay. This is how to donate, everyone. Whoops, sorry. Wait. I got so excited I didn't share it. Here we are.
That didn't work. What did I miss?
What's going on?
Well, I'm trying to text a donation to feed the need, but I think I must have missed something in the instructions.
Well, I just did it, so I can show you how to do it.
Okay. Oh, that'd be awesome.
So make sure that you have the right number,
Okay.
which is 978 776 3110.
3110. And then I put in the amount, right?
When you put in the amount, though, you put a $sign. So there's not supposed to be a $sign. So
Oh,
you
no
just,
$sign. So just the amount.
You put
Just
amount,
the digits, okay?
digits,
All right.
space, feed, all lowercase.
All right, F-E-E-D, all lowercase, okay.
From there, you send that text.
Okay.
You'll receive a text with a link to it where you put in your credit card information and your address to make your donation.
Oh, that was quick. Yeah, it's here. So I just hit that. I just touched the blue letters, right? Just like that? Okay. I get it. Okay. So this is where I put in my name, address, and I can take a picture of this or type it in or whatever, okay?
Yep, sounds good. Worked for me.
All right, thanks. That looks easy.
Awesome. Good job, Todd. Great idea. And also, if you need the number, I think on my screen, the lower left-hand corner, I'm trying to point to it. There's the number just as a reminder you can use to text. So that last video before the commercial on giving, we just want to thank Dave and Jingbo for everything they're doing in our communities. And I hear that they have the best breakfast burritos that many members of our Open Doors team just love. So gotta check that out.
Yes, they do.
Now, we thank Legend Cafe for everything they're doing, but we recognize that there are so many local restaurants and small businesses in the area who may not be part of this program today, but have been doing so much to creatively offer solutions and options to connect people and to connect resources during this challenging time. So really heartfelt thanks go out to everyone who's pulling together. So as we wind down this hour together, if you haven't donated yet, thank you for what you will do and what you can contribute. Please contribute whatever amount is comfortable for you, either by donating by text, just to be once and done. Thank you, Larry. He's going to put it up again, so you could do that. But if you're having trouble with it, or it's just frustrating, or not what you'd prefer, you can certainly also, pledge in the chat box, just so we can count it today, and then put your check in the mail to the United Church of Christ. And I might have misspoken last time when I said the address. So 723 Massachusetts Ave, Foxborough, Mass. 01719. And we are just trying to do everything we can. If you could pop the check in the mail as soon as you can, so that by June 15th, we can just sort of put a close to the fundraiser and disperse 100% of the proceeds that we raise through this effort to benefit the Acton Food Pantry and their clients, and certainly meals to benefit our frontline workers at Emerson Hospital. So thank you, thank you. And now a word from Reverend Cindy, someone who's provided leadership and support and strength to so many in our community.
Thank you, Kelly. As I try to deal with the technology one more time, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Reverend Cindy Worthington-Berry, pastor of United Church of Christ in Boxborough, and it is so wonderful to be with all of you raising money to support our community. If you live in the Boxborough area, and scrolling through your pictures, I can see that lots of you don't, which is excellent. We're so glad for this connection today. But if you live in the Boxborough area, as you heard Senator Jamie mention, we have been working at UCC Boxborough for several years, renovating the community center and the historical buildings so that they could be better resources for the Council on Aging, for families in the area, for community groups, for all of our neighbors, a place where we could all gather and connect and make this world a better place. And the very day that we were ready to celebrate the opening of the historical building was the day that everything had to close down because of the pandemic. That was a pretty big disappointment, as you can imagine, for the congregation, but not as big as it might have been. Through the whole process of planning and design and construction, we have lifted up that open doors isn't about the building. It's about the connections people make. It's about the way we reach out to those who have different views and experiences than ours. It's about everything that happens outside the building, in our schools and our workplaces and our grocery stores and in our homes, the places we're spending so much time right now. Since the beginning of this pandemic, it has been so inspiring to see the way people in Boxborough, Acton, and beyond have collaborated to care for each other. People cannot do enough for their neighbors right now, including strangers. You've all been so eager to donate money for those who can't pay their bills, like the Community Support Fund. You've been so eager to deliver groceries to those who can't leave their homes, and to sign up to make phone calls for those who need someone to check in with them. You have all lived out the open doors vision of building community and growing love. You have shown what we can do together. But we are not done. When we started work on this fundraiser, it seemed like COVID-19 was the biggest crisis facing our country. In the last few weeks, we have been painfully reminded yet again of the virus that has infected this country since its beginning. Racism, implicit bias, and the way it impacts the lives of all people, especially our Black siblings. It has been powerful to witness the peaceful protests happening in our area, the public confessions of corporations and athletic organizations and public officials, the police who have taken a knee in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement. But working for racial justice is a task for each and every one of us, especially white people like myself. I know that I must listen to people of color. I must learn about how race has impacted this country. I must increase my awareness of my own internalized racism. I must use my privilege to amplify people on the margins and speak out when I see racism in any of its forms. That is daunting work. But during this pandemic, we have proven that we can do things we previously thought impossible. So we can do this too. We can do this. The tide is turning in this country, and we can be a part of the wave of justice. We will not wash away the generations of trauma created by the racism in our systems. But we can help create the world where the ideals this country was built upon are within the reach of all people, and where the incredible strength, gifts, and beauty of Black lives will be recognized, valued, and celebrated. We can do this together. And the peaceful protests and vigils are a great start, but we know there is more work to be done. We're in this for the long haul. At UCC Boxborough, we have a few programs in the works, but we'd also like to hear your ideas, your needs, and your plans that might already be underway. So please add your input to the Zoom chat box. Let us know the book that you're reading, the workshop you're looking for, the organizations that you're supporting. Check out in that chat box what your virtual neighbors are doing so that we can join together and increase our impact. And if you'd like to be notified about UCC Boxborough's upcoming programs around anti-racism, add your contact into the chat box as well. George Floyd lay on the pavement, a police officer's knee on his neck. "I can't breathe," he said. "I can't breathe." My friends, may we use the breath in our lungs this day to cry out for a world where all can be safe and whole and free. Many thanks. And lots of thanks to Kelly, who has been our amazing host today. We're passing it back to Kelly for the finale.
Thank you so very much, Cindy and Todd and Jeff and Mary and Larry, and I'm gonna forget names, but so many people inspired us to get to this place. So thank you. Truly, we've proven that you can feed the soul both literally and figuratively. So we have done that today. We sure hope you've enjoyed this time together, knowing that your contributions will be put to good work. And as Cindy said, together we can do even more things for this community in days and weeks to come. Now, I am doing a final call out because we are coming down. So reaching to our tally folks who've been watching chat.
Wait, but people can still donate, right?
Exactly.
I don't want you to make a big deal and then the people.
No, I was gonna, yeah. So
Sorry.
You can keep giving, but I am gonna give the tally.
Okay.
Because we need to know in this hour what we've done. And look, I even queued up, if this works, the drum roll. Oh, yeah, I guess that's gonna work better than what I queued up. Thank you, Todd. Drum roll, please. The tally I've just gotten is 41 donations, totaling $3,605 already.
Almost done.
So thank you, thank you, thank you. Nearly double the goal that we set when we first promoted this event. So thank you. And as Todd said, you can absolutely still donate. We are looking to build on this momentum through June 15th. You can send a check, you can donate via text. We'll continue to watch that. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We intend to communicate through our Facebook page, the Facebook page of the United Church of Christ in Boxborough, our sign at 723 Massachusetts Ave, as well as through the channels we utilize to advertise this event, so you know how much in total we ended up raising and we ended up donating to the many, both worthwhile causes here in our community, the frontline workers at Emerson Hospital and the Acton Boxborough Food Pantry. So thank you for joining, and peace.
Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to